Have you ever wished for a concealed carry gun so perfect it feels like it's custom made just for you? Well, here's the thing, not every gun fits every person the same way. Some of you want something that vanishes in your pocket, and others need a dependable workhorse at your waist. No matter what you're looking for, we got something that'll hit the mark. Today, we're diving into the top 7 best subcompact pistols for everyday carry. Let's jump in and see what suits you best. First, we have the Glock G43X MOS. This little beauty's got all the right stuff. Now, I used to swear by my Glock 26, but let's just say the 43X gave it a run for its money and knocked it clean off the top spot. So what makes the 43X my go-to? Well, first things first, I'm rocking a shield arms mag in this bad boy. That means I'm carrying 15 rounds. That's more firepower than my daughter has energy after a bag of Skittles, and trust me, that's a lot. Plus, that mag is a metal base plate with an indentation, so if I run into a malfunction, I can just rip that sucker out. I shot the crap out of my 43X. I've got too many rounds to count through it. I probably put a few hundred rounds through the Gen 2s before the Gen 3s came out, and not a single malfunction. It is a must-have accessory. Now, the 43X is rocking a 9mm chamber, and it's got a 3.41-inch barrel, so it's compact without feeling like I'm trying to hold a baby carrot, if you know what I mean. The whole thing measures about 6.5 inches long, 5 inches high, and weighs in at 18.7 ounces unloaded. Light enough for comfort, but heavy enough to let you know it's there when you need it. And with that sleek black NDLC finish, it looks just as sharp. The sights on this one are suppressor height, and yeah, it's MOS ready if you want to get a little fancy with a red dot. Standard Glock trigger, pulling at around 5.5 pounds, and let me tell you, it is clean. It's got that nice break that just makes you feel like you're still in your prime, even if your back says otherwise. And yes, I left it stock because when Glock gets it right, they get it right. Kinda like when my kid actually remembers to take the trash out without me hollering, rare but perfect. Now, if you know anything about the legendary CZ75, you know it's got a reputation for reliability. And the RAMI? Well, it's like the younger, scrappier sibling. Small, agile, and packing plenty of punch. Chambered to the 9mm, the RAMI has a 3-inch barrel that makes it perfect for staying low profile. It's all about the convenience without losing out on the performance you need. At 6.5 inches long and weighing in just under 26 ounces, it strikes that balance between portability and handling just enough weight to tame the recoil. But I gotta say, it's not so much that you feel like you're carrying around a brick all day. And let's talk about that grip. The CZ doesn't mess around here. It feels like it was molded just for your hand, giving you that confidence when things might get a little dicey. Add in the user-friendly trigger, and by that I mean it's as smooth and responsive as a brand new pickup. You'll find it keeps you right on target. Sure, if you got bigger hands, the RAMI might feel a bit like grabbing a kid's toy, but once you slap in that 14-round extended mag, it changes the whole game. Suddenly, you got a piece that's not just practical, but comfortable too. They're still floating around, usually running about $750, and for what you're getting, that's not a bad deal at all. This subcompact might be discontinued, but it's still got a lot of fight left in it. Reliable, easy to carry, and just plain fun to shoot. Chambered in 45 ACP, this thing does not play games. It's got stopping power that'll drop a threat before they even know it hit them, and we're talking about 10 rounds. With a barrel length of 3.78 inches and a weight of 24 ounces, it's light enough to carry all day without dragging you down. But when it's go time, that weight helps you control the kind of recoil that only a 45 ACP can give you. Now, Glock didn't just slap a Gen 5 label on this one and call it a day. They made real improvements. Take the Glock Marksman barrel, for instance. This thing gives you tighter shot groups, and when your back's against the wall, accuracy, as you all know, is life or death. Whether you're shooting at the range or you're faced with a real-life threat, you need that shot to go where it's supposed to every single time. And let's not forget that NDLC finish. It is tough as nails, resistant to scratches and corrosion. And they did away with those finger grooves. Nobody needs a gun that forces your hand into an awkward grip if you got working man's hands. For around $550 to $610, the Glock 30 Gen 5 isn't just a gun, it is a peace of mind. The P365 Legion is a semi-automatic pistol with a 9mm caliber. This thing can be extended with a capacity of 17 rounds. That's right, you heard me, 17. Barrel length, we're looking at 3.1 inches, and the whole package comes in at an overall length of 6 inches with a width of 1.1 inches and a height of 4.5. It weighs under 21 ounces unloaded, which gives it that solid feel without turning into a wrist workout every time you pull it from the holster. The finish is sleek and durable, just like you want. None of that fancy but fragile stuff. We've also got X-Ray 3 day-night sights with a nice blacked out rear and tritium front. Because hey, sometimes you're aiming in less than sunny conditions. Ooh, and let's talk about that trigger. This one's got a UND swept trigger guard. You know, the type that lets you really get your finger comfortable. Because if there's one thing we want in a concealed carry, it's that comfort meets confidence vibe. Like a nice pair of jeans. So, is this little guy gonna solve all your problems? Well, unless your problems involve an ex-Marine turned neighborhood watch, I'm gonna say probably not. But for concealed carry, it's got what you need. Plus a few extras that, quite frankly, make me wonder why I've been lugging around heavier hardware all these years. Let me tell you something, folks. If you're not packing Schwarzenegger level grip strength, it's made for those with weaker or smaller hands. I've recommended this gun to first-timers and money women who want something easy to handle. This little beauty, every time you pull back that slide, practically whispers, "Don't worry, I gotcha." And the recoil? Soft like a fluffy kitten swatting at a feather. Perfect for an everyday carry if you want something dependable without the kick that'll make you reconsider your life choices. Another cool thing about the Shield EZ is the options. You can pick between the 380 ACP, 30 Super Carry, and 9mm. Now most folks end up with a 9mm or 380 because let's face it, those calibers are like the comfort food of the gun world. You just can't go wrong. And sure, it's a single stack, not some flashy double stack with a gazillion rounds, but it's got an 8+1 capacity that does the job just fine. Kinda like carrying around a compact flashlight. Not the brightest out there, but when you need it, it works. And oh, let's not forget the classic M&P 18-degree grip angle. Makes aiming feel natural, like pointing your finger at something you want to touch. Smooth trigger, decent sights, nothing fancy, but gets the job done quickly and accurately. Plus, if you're like me and can't resist decking out your gun, there's a Picatinny-style rail for all those bells and whistles. Lasers, lights, you know, you name it. And if you think the EZ is too much of a rookie gun, its bigger brother, the M&P 2.0 subcompact's a great step up in getting your mag capacity up to 12 rounds. This subcompact is Beretta's latest answer for those looking to balance quality, comfort, and concealability. It's like the Beretta looked at the APX line and said, let's take all the good stuff, just shrink it down. Now at first glance, the APX Carry isn't out to make a scene. It's all about that low profile. 5.63 inches in length and just a hair over 4 inches in height. Perfect for slipping into your waistband or even a pocket holster without feeling like you're lugging around a brick. And the weight, under 20 ounces. You can almost forget it's there. Unless, of course, you're like me and find comfort in knowing your carry piece is right where it should be. Lightweight is good, but reliable is better. Beretta seemed to have found a sweet spot here. Next up, let's talk about the grip. Beretta tweaked it just enough to make sure it fits well even if you got hands that could palm a basketball. It's comfortable, and I know we all have our Goldilocks moment when it comes to grip size. This one is close to just right for a lot of folks. It also comes with 2 magazine options, 6 round for the ultimate concealment or 8 round if you're feeling like you want a little more in your hand. I think I'd rather have the extra bullets if I need them. And then there's that trigger. Smooth? Sure. Some people dig it because it adds a bit of safety when you're carrying one in the chamber. Me, I think it's something you get used to. Not a deal breaker, just one of those quirks you learn to work with. Where the APX Carry really shines is its modularity. You can swap out the frame for a new color without messing up the serialized guts. A cool touch if you want your gun to match your Saturday night outfit or your Sunday best. For a sub $500 gun, Beretta is definitely thrown in some value here. Overall, the Beretta APX Carry is a solid contender in the concealed carry game, and it's got the build quality you'd expect from a Beretta. A lightweight frame and a couple of those thoughtful features that make it a standout. If you can get over that slightly drawn out trigger pull, you got yourself a pretty reliable sidekick. What do you guys think? Walther took the original PPS and made some smart improvements. The trigger's got a smoother pull and a cleaner break, almost like you're handling a full-size gun. They also replaced the old paddle mag release with a classic thumb button that feels natural and easy to use. It's not flawless though. Some owners report weak ejections with low pressure and cheap ammo. Not a major issue, but worth noting if you want perfection every time. Still, for serious use, the PPS M2 runs pretty smoothly, which is what counts for a carry gun. Is it perfect? No. But if you want a dependable, no-frills carry option, the PPS M2 is worth considering. It has its quirks, and at around $469, it's a solid deal. Reliable, ergonomic, and budget-friendly without feeling too cheap. So, tell me what y'all think. Which of these pistols we showed today do you think is the best? Are there any you'd like to add to the list? Let us know below. And subscribe and hit that notification to support more content just like this. Until next time, stay safe, carry smart.